What's up, everybody? Welcome to the 10 EMA planning session. What's up, Anna? How are you? This thing rolling. People are going to be jumping in here, coming in, flooding in right now. So we'll give it just a few minutes. In the meantime, let's check the futures. So NASDAQ up a little bit, um, ES up a little bit. Not a super great close for, all right, what's going on? Not a super great close at all for the bulls today on this, just very, very sideways. So it is trying to hold. You'll know the levels tomorrow, right? Take a look at, see where it's just rejecting. Like the Bulls need to strongly claim this ground tomorrow, and then we probably have a pretty strong close to the week. If they start to break out and then move back down, they didn't do their job, and this will probably start to fail. So I know we had a question about traps, so let's dive into that real quick. So, what's up, everybody? The key to traps. Sorry, let me get this phone turned off here. There we go. Sorry, people are still trying to get in. Let me help them out real quick. All right, sorry. Hope everyone's getting okay. So the key to traps, you need to be able to see the big picture. Okay? You have to be able to tell where momentum should be going. And so the key with that's the first part. The second key with traps is to be able to tell what should happen. If you can't answer those two questions of number one, where is this momentum trying to shift to? And then number two, what should happen? Up above this level right here, the bulls should be breaking up above it and going bullish, right? The bears down below this should be breaking down below this and going bearish. Well, if we look at the bigger time frame, let's go to a daily chart. What's the sentiment behind this? It's very, very, very extended down. So the probability of it continuing lower, it can happen, but RSI is oversold. It's most likely going to be making some sort of S curve before it heads lower, right? That's most of the time what's going to happen. Kind of like this. Made a big move down, it bounced up, and then it continued lower from there. This is most likely going to be putting in an S curve at some point, a bounce back up, right? Price action. This is what we're talking about. A bounce back up before it rotates back down. So if this were to break to the downside and then get bought back up, all your bears are going to start flooding into this really, 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 really heavy because now everyone's going to be like, now we're bearish, right? How are people feeling right now? They're like, now we're bearish. Now we're going. It's like, guys, we were bearish up here. Like, this is where you wanted to short, and it's dropping hard, right? So, this is where you take your profits, get ready for another retest, and load back in. Could this drop really hard? Yes. But now that we have a really good idea of the overall sentiment and idea of what's actually going down, sorry, turn this thing on silent. What's actually going down here on the bigger time frames, now we can start to apply that sentiment towards our trap setups. So if we were to zoom in here back onto an hourly time frame, and this is our support, right? We break down below this super strong. We know a lot of people are getting embarrassed. So what's going to happen if this thing comes down and then immediately gets bought up very hard? Kind of like this type price action. A lot of people are stuck. A lot of bears that just got in are going to start exiting, which means they have to buy to get out of it, right? Whenever you short, you are selling to get in and then you have to buy to get out. Whenever you are buying to get in and you have to sell to get out. It's just the opposite, okay? So all those shorts are getting in and they're going to have to buy to get out, which is going to cause this to run even more. So how do you play traps? You've got to figure out the overall momentum. Where is the overall momentum? It's bearish, but it's extremely extended. So the markets are probably going to start putting in bear traps here. Look what's happened the last few times we've dropped. Comes down, bounces. Come down, bounces. If it comes down and does that again, that's a very easy way to be able to see that bull momentum for like a day trade or something, possibly swing trade. But if it comes down, we've got the momentum now going, look, this should go lower, but it's so extended, pretty good chance it's going to trap people. I'm not saying go long if it breaks down because it could keep dropping too. But if we get the trap, right? If it breaks this support and then gets bought up very, very hard, there's your trap. Enter, make free, easy money. Ride that bull momentum because all the bears are now stuck and trapped. Okay. So the next thing you've got to know is what should happen. Where should the bulls take over? Where should the bears take over? And a big part of that is the foundation of the S curve. This is an S curve right here. This is your key level for the bears to maintain. If the bears get to close above this level, it is no longer bearish on an hourly. Bearish on a daily, bearish on a weekly, but on an hourly it'd go bullish. Right? So a move up above that, a retest. Now that we're bullish on an hourly, your hourly dips should get bought. And so we're just playing that game of, yes, we're bearish on a daily, right? We're bearish on a daily, but what should happen? What's the S curve? Down, back up, down again. So on this move back up, the hourly is going to go bullish, right? Here's our double bottom on hourly. The hourly is going to go bullish, and the hourly is going to be putting in higher lows and higher highs during this move. What is this move right here? It's just part two of the S curve on a daily. But on an hourly, it's going to go bullish, and it's going to go up to here, and then guess what's going to happen up around here? The trend is going to break bearish on an hourly, and then it's going to go bearish on an hourly. What is it doing? It's just doing the S curve on a daily. And my friends, you can take this exact same logic towards, sorry, I don't know what's going on with this. There we go. You can take this exact same logic towards a day trade, right? So if we're looking at this is just chopping sideways. So I'm actually going to go to a market that's trending here. If we look at this here on a 15-minute, this just broke its bull trend, but what needs to happen next on a 15-minute? It needs part two of the S curve before it heads lower. So let's zoom in on a 3-minute now. So remember, this is on a 15-minute. Comes down, the 15-minute needs to bounce, and then it needs to come back lower. If we were to zoom in on a 3-minute on this exact same location here, the bears have to hold here unless they make a new lower high. Okay? So let's fast forward this thing here. All right. So it just went bullish on a 3-minute. This should have some bull momentum on it until it gets up into here, and then the 3-minute is going to break bearish, and then it's going to probably have a pretty hard sell. Why do we think that? Because on a 15-minute, you're going to come down, you're going to come up, and then you're going to come back down again. Is that starting to make sense? This is the big part of what you'll learn in the S-curve course. Which, by the way, if you want the S-curve course, I'll give you a discount for being a member of the lifetime membership. If you're a member of the All Access Pass, I'll give you an even bigger discount. But it's something that you can't afford not to have, my friends. You're going to lose way more money than that course will ever cost you without understanding this knowledge. You are going to struggle. You are always going to be on the wrong side of things. You're going to be exiting too soon. You'll be holding too long. You'll be going bullish when you should be going bearish. You'll be going bearish when you should be going bullish. You will burn money. So get it. So if we go back here to a 3-minute time frame, right? We are bullish until it breaks this guy here. And so here we go. Dips should get bought. Dips should get bought. Let's see if it keeps on getting bought up. Okay, the dip's getting bought. And now if we start to break this, it's no longer having that bull momentum. There we go. Boom. There it is. What was this doing right here? This bounce up and then bounce up and then a rotation down. All it is on a 15-minute, it's just the S curve. And this is something that people get in trouble with a lot is because they're like, it's bullish on a 3-minute. I'm going to go bullish here. Well, what does the bigger time frame say? On a day trade, I look at the 15-minute a lot. The 15-minute is bearish, and this is just the top side of a retest before the bear step back in. So then you can avoid trying to go long through here on your 3-minute because the 15-minute is just doing a bear S curve. This is your place to start to go short, not long. It's going to take a lot of practice, but you'll get it. Can you please review S curve on ES from noon to end of day? Yeah, let's check it out on a 3-minute. All right, let's play this game. So today is just pure chop mode. All right. Let's go to a 3-minute and then we're just gonna hit our replay button here. From about to end to here. Okay. Let's just start with this right here on ES. So the Bears need to hold this level right here. They didn't. They failed to. So it came down. The Bears should have hit and rotated lower. That's what should have happened. Instead, the Bulls took over. They claimed this ground. So now that tells me dips should now get bought. So if we get a dip, it's a buyable dip and it should continue higher. How much higher? I don't know. It would help if we kind of went and zoomed out to a 15-minute. Let's see what we have on a 15. On a 15, it's the same story. This is just an S curve getting ready to probably rotate back down. So in this scenario, I would probably wait to get in on a dip on this. But if I was going to, I'd be a lot quicker with my targets. So let's see if this thing will start to drop back down. I like this retest a little bit. All right, so now we have a higher low here, which means the Bulls need to hold this level. If we get a close across it, that would mean a retest would be here. Again, you'll notice if you just zoom out, it's not trending anywhere. This is where trading is extremely difficult. Don't trade this. Just pass on all of it. Why? It's hard. Trading's already hard. Don't make it harder. What's much easier to trade is a stock that's got strong momentum bullish or strong momentum bearish. Here, nobody knows what's going on. We don't know. The Bears are not strong enough to push it lower, but the Bulls are not strong enough to push it higher. And so it's just a whole lot of mix. So you could try to trade all of this, but like I said, on a 15-minute, this is just an S curve, probably telling me it's going to go lower. On a 3-minute, it's running. And by the way, the shorter the time frame you go on, the more messy it's going to be. Day trade on a 15-minute time frame using the S curve. I guarantee you'll make more money starting out than you would a 3-minute. The smaller the time frame, you have more opportunities and more setups, but you also have a lot more traps, and you've got to be able to see what's going on in the bigger picture at the exact same time on a daily chart, on an hourly, on a 15. You've got to be able to put all the puzzle pieces together. Day trading is one of the hardest things you're going to do in trading because it requires the most skill. It's not the easy money. You can make a lot of money, but it's not the easy money. This requires your ability to be able to see what's going on. Who is stuck? Who is trapped? Where's the momentum? Is the momentum just shifting on an hourly going to here before it sinks? Should I be leaning a lot more bearish today? Should I be leaning more bullish today? This would have me leaning a little bit more bearish. But this type of price action is a little bit more of a bull structure, so I could see it trying to get one more pop coming through. I don't know what's going to happen. Let's just fast forward. I'm starting to get a lot of lower wicks here, so if this does get taken out, it probably will be a pretty strong move down. Okay, bulls are still holding. There's our second move that we just talked about, how this looked a little bit more like a bullish structure. Would I be wanting to go bullish up here? No, I don't want to go bullish up here. Why? Because again, on a 15-minute time frame, we are right into the big heavy bear zone. I wouldn't be shocked at all if this starts to actually find some bears and push back down. Let's go back to a 3-minute. It's looking pretty bullish. And all I'm doing right now, if I had to take a trade today, I'd still be sitting and waiting. And I'd be waiting for the bulls to commit and give me a higher low that I could short and take that off so I can get in a short as high as possible. Ah, dang it. Don't fall. Dang it. Dang it. It didn't give me a setup, but that would have been my trade right there. That'd be where I'm at. This wasn't quite a 10 EMA setup because the bull candle closed above the 10 EMA on that one. But this is what I'd be looking for. You notice how we weren't trying to buy this and go long. This is what makes day trading so tough for most people is you have to, again, it's the entire puzzle putting it all together. It's not just one candle. People don't even get off of a 3 minute chart whenever they're day trading. They go to a 1 minute, like they just focus and they're like, okay, now it's bearish, and they're going to go short, and now it's bullish, and they have no idea what's going on. This price action over here is it's telling me you better know what you're doing and you better take your profits and bounce because this is going to be an extremely tough situation to trade and market to trade. We did close below the higher low here, so that would tell me bounces should be met with bear demand. Okay, let's see if we get some bears stepping in right around. I was going to say they should have stepped in right through here. So this is just wicking everybody out. Now the bears are finally trying to come in. And this is, I think this is live where we're at now. Yeah. So lots of choppy trading, not really wanting to go. Yep, no problem. Um, so you just need to be able to understand what days to trade. I wanted one short, and it was probably going to be this one right here would have been the trade, but I didn't get my setup. I needed this to give me a nice double top type setup to go short right there. And you'll notice by the time it went bearish, it rampaged back up. But did it ever take out the lower high? No. So I would stay bearish all through here, and then you got your bear move. But the moves you'll notice they weren't that big. It was just kind of hanging out today. And we might get a little bit of that tomorrow. So I would zoom out. If I was a day trader on this, I would zoom out and I go, all right, let's until we get a close above that on an hourly or a close below that on an hourly, don't touch it. Don't touch it. Wait for it to close above that. Now start leaning bullish on day trades or swing trades. Wait for it to close below that. Now start leaning bearish on day trades. Just be careful going short on this because, I mean, and long too, but the traps down here could be pretty severe because the daily is so extended. Cool. Let's go find some 10 EMA setups real quick. And we're going to be focusing on a lot more on the daily time frame. Okay. So again, here's a daily 10 EMA setup. This bull candle closing below the 10 EMA. Is this a good 10 EMA setup to take? Why? What are some reasons for yes, some bearish, sorry, a bearish 10 EMA setup? What are some reasons for taking it? And what are some reasons for passing on it? What do you got? Every trade setup will have pros and cons. What do we think? Rating 1 to 10. 1 is like, man, 10 is the greatest trade you've ever seen. What would you rate this potential bear 10 EMA setup on ES? Pretty low. This is what you guys. This was like this is the best 10 EMA setup I've seen all month. I'm just kidding. You're right. This is not a good 10 EMA setup. Why? The RSI is oversold, meaning it's been going down for quite a while, right? This is trap central. It could work, but the probabilities are we're going to be getting that part two here soon. So it's going to have short move and then a high chance of that rubber band snapping back. Remember, the markets are like a rubber band. The further out it gets, the more it's going to snap back, right? So this is not a good 10 EMA setup. This one right here, it's not close to the, yeah, it's not close to the 10 EMA either. Yep. This one is better, but it's still after a huge move down. It's gonna be hard to have it continue down, and it did. But this is still a pretty low probability play. It's kind of like this one down here. Not a good bull 10 EMA setup. It's too far from the 10 EMA. And by the way, this 10 EMA was quite a ways further away than this. It looks closer now, but the 10 EMA was like up here on that candle, so it's still too far. And then what if it comes all the way up here and then puts in a bullish 10 EMA? We'd want to pass on that too, right? Because this is the S curve. If you apply price action, this is the place to short. I want to be looking for bearish 10 EMAs up here, not bullish 10 EMAs. You got to mix it in with price action. All right, real quick, let's go scan and let's go look for some more. So Google's got nothing. Tesla doesn't have anything. I'm just trying to find something close to the 10 EMA. Netflix. Netflix could potentially be one. So we have the 10 EMA here. We just put in a bull move, right, to that. We've made a strong move down. The momentum is where? It's bearish. So it's making a move down. We're getting a bounce back up. It would make the most sense for another move back lower. So we could take this 10 EMA setup. It's close-ish to the 10 EMA. It's made its move back up. So now there is room for this to go lower if it wants to. This one could be a decent one. And ideally, it's probably target would be down around 800 or so. So this would be enter here. I'd put my stops up above the EMAs, give myself a little bit more room, and then target would be there's 2R right to there. So, sorry, I'm just trying to get these messages all off my phone here. It's not a bad one. What about Nvidia? Same story with Nvidia. Momentum is to the bear side. We're just below the 10 EMA. If this thing were to break down, you could take this thing short and probably take it down to like 100, 102.50. I still think Nvidia's got a little bit higher to go before it drops. I think the markets have higher to go. Let's take a look at Walmart. This one's not even close to the 10 EMA. Home Depot, not close to the 10 EMA. Not close to the 10 EMA. Here, I'll just here we go. I'll just take the 10 EMA on the chart. That'll make it easier. Okay. If this one, let's see here. Momentum wise, we're at a pretty big resistance. Yeah, if this could get a little bit more of a bounce up, then that could be a decent 10 EMA. I'm not in love with that one, but it could be there. And then let's just go to stock screener here real quick. We only have a couple minutes left before I have my next Q&A here for the Premier Group. All right, let's look at um let's look at market cap here to kind of sort these guys out. COP. All right. So on this one, what do we have? We are bearish on this one until it can close up above 100. So at the moment, I don't want to do a bullish 10 EMA here. Not until we get closures there, then a retest, and I'd look for the bullish 10 EMA there. So I'm going to pass on that. Boeing, we are bearish on the momentum, so a bounce back up. This could potentially set up for a bearish 10 EMA setup. I'm not, again, in love with it. It's already made a huge move down. This guy, where are we at here? So on this one, it's just sideways. Normally, when it's sideways, I'd wait for it to break out above that, and then I'll look bullish, or I'll wait for it to break below that and then go bearish. I don't want to find a 10 EMA in the middle of chop because that's normally where losing trades are going to sit. Check Spirit Airlines. Here's a good one. So this just broke the higher low, which means we are bearish. And again, if you want to learn more about this, this is where I teach it all in the S-Curve course. Go grab that. If just send me a message on Slack and I'll help you out with some discount codes and stuff. So a move down, bounce back up. We're at the 10 EMA now. We just put in a bull candle. Like this one actually is a really good, probably 8 out of 10 setup for the 10 EMA. It's not bad. The only thing I don't like about it is how big this candle is because it's just going to mess with my risk reward some. Like my 2R is all the way down here. It is at this support, so I mean it does work, and I could put my stop a hair tighter if I wanted to kind of help my risk reward some. That's not bad. This is what it would kind of look like, just entry right at the low of the day because the momentum is to the bear side. This thing should be rotating over. I hope you guys can kind of see the difference between just doing a 10 EMA. Like I had 7 or 8 stocks that I looked at today that all have a 10 EMA setup, but we passed on them because price action was saying it's going to go bearish and the 10 EMA setup was for a bull setup. Don't go against the momentum. Align the 10 EMA setup with the momentum. The momentum on this stock is to the bear side. So look for bearish 10 EMA setups that's with the momentum. Okay. I've got to bounce out here, my friends. Any questions on what we've kind of looked at here? This is not bad, right? I don't like this. Yeah, Ray, of course. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for being a part of real life trading. Um, SPR, I want to add to the list here. I like it. So put an alert down here at $32. This would be a pretty good one. I'd do this with shares most likely. And hey, check this one out. I think this is one that we talked about last week, I think so. So we had a bullish candle right here, and then it broke, and granted, this bull candle closed just above it, but that would have been the entry right there. That would have gone straight to target. Why? Because the momentum is bearish, my friends. Momentum is bearish. I can get rid of this one. What about UNH? UNH. Did we get a? Oh, we did not. So this one, where's the momentum? It's to the bear side. So this bounce should be met by bears and pushed lower. So what we need is a bullish candle closing below the 10 EMA, and I thought that one did it. It did not. But if we can get a little bit of a bull candle closing below that 10, that's a pretty good one as well. So, all right, my friends, that's it. I got to go jump off here into the next one. Thank you for being here. I'll post this recording in our channel here so I know a lot of you couldn't make it. So, if y'all, thanks for being a part of RLT. Keep going in your progression, right? If you're feeling stuck of like, I don't know where to go next, I don't know what to learn next, I can promise you it's not the strategy. Don't go after strategies. Strategies are simply just a tool. They're fantastic. But if your car doesn't start in the morning, having a pair of pliers does you no good. You've got to figure out why your car is not starting. And then you figure out, oh, my battery's dead. Now, what tool do I have to help me get the battery off the car? Like a tool is useful when you know when to apply it. It's the same thing in trading. Strategies are they're just a tool. It's what you have to use to make money. But if you apply them at the wrong time, you're never going to make anything. You're going to struggle. So learn the basics, learn this 10 EMA strategy, sure, and then learn price action. Those would be your main 3 things that you've got to learn. We have tons of courses over in the All Access Pass for price action. You could try a 7-day trial there and go through all the courses during your 7-day trial. Grab the S Curve course. That's going to be your number one place to start with. Again, send me a message on Slack. I'll give you a discount code. Um, Learn price action. Start with those things and then be here at these meetings. I'll be teaching more and more on price action. Again, you can do the paid route and speed up the journey, or I can teach you the basics and you can go the time route. You'll pay with it with time or you'll pay with it with money, either or. The main thing is that you're learning it and that you understand, oh, I should learn this because without it, you'll just be focusing on what strategy next, what strategy until you just give up because nothing is going to give you the results you want until you start applying it at the right time. So, all right, my friends, I am out. Love y'all. Have a good night.